This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, miniatures, and paints, discount prices at miniaturemarket.com. Hello everybody, it's your old pal Rob. Now, last couple days have been very tough for us. Understandably, and so forth and so on. I hope you guys understand. We haven't done much gameplay. But I've been studying a game, and I wanted to make sure I presented it a certain way to you. And as I look around the internet just to make sure that I understand rule books, because I really have a hard time, like some of us, a real tough time understanding some of the rule books. Now, some of you that are new to the channel, and we've really had an influx of people joining up the channel, and I'm appreciative of that. I kind of want to let you know what this channel is about in a lot of ways. When I turn on this camera, I don't go from a script. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I speak from up here what my thoughts are. And sometimes I don't get everything across that I want to, but I speak as if you're here, you're in the room. And that's the way I like to do things. Because if anybody knows how this channel works, it's not about me, it's about us. Us and our love for this beautiful hobby. And so many other things. Life and some of the things that I've learned through life. And that's why I've never had a problem talking or pulling back the curtain and not putting on a show for you. Okay? We've always just tried to be ourselves. And that's what you're going to get here. So, you know, when I ask you for your opinions, I hope that you'll talk to me the same way you would talk as if you were in front of a friend, and not, you know, the typical internet snottiness that is all over the place. And that's the way this channel works. Now, how does this lead into the subject that I put up there? Well, as I was researching this game, because one of the biggest things about this channel is we're not out to rush a game out. Okay, I want to make sure that I understand it, and I present it to you in a fashion that you can make your own decision. Because in the long run, my opinion means nothing. But a game that I'm going to be probably talking about tomorrow, and I'm pushing our painting thing off till Thursday. And listen, thank you to everybody that's been so patient. We're going to get back to gaming and dungeon crawls and all the other fun things that we do here. It's just been a rough couple days. It really has. My daughter is completely unresponsive, and it's really tough to see, because you never want to see your children hurt. And a family member, cat, dog, parrot, lizard, I don't care what it is. If you're passionate about that particular thing, when it leaves, it's hard. It's hard. And so many of you have written and said so many things, and I appreciate that. But during that time, to kind of just keep myself going, I have been researching and reading and talking and making sure I understand games that I present. And this game that I'm coming up with, I ran into a bunch of videos where people are just completely hateful, okay? Because it's cool to say you don't like something, okay? I can never understand, what does it serve to trash a game, okay? And to make it seem like you're smarter than everybody else, or smarter than the designers, or you know, because you decide to take a stance and go, well, this game stinks, it sucks. Who's that serve? Who's that help? Really, who does that help? Okay? Does it help the audience? Does your opinion matter so much? Does a person's opinion matter so much that they have the right, and they do have the right to go on and say, this is the worst game I've ever played. But during this very difficult time that we're all going through, and people are trying to survive and hold on to their jobs, okay? And they put out games, Okay? At the end of the day, they're just games. It's a game. Okay? Whether it's a bad game or good game, in a person's opinion, it's a game. Okay? It's a game. Somebody's going to like it. It's going to bring somebody enjoyment. Okay? And I think a lot of people, a lot of reviewers, okay, want to do that to get clicks. Okay? Hey, I got blamed recently for a clickbait because I decided to talk about my cat and how I apologized about not being able to present the game a certain way because of the death of our cat or declining at that moment. And I apologized about it and then explained the whole situation. It's not clickbait. That's telling you, that's pulling back the curtain and telling you the truth and apologizing and saying, hey, you know something, I wish I did a better job of this, but I'm not the end all be all. Take a look at it. There have been games I don't like or didn't care for that the way that I feel that it should be done is present it to you. Present it. Show it. Be impartial and present it to you. And let you make the decision. If it's not good to you, or a majority of you, at least you didn't go in trashing it and doing some of the things that people are doing. And this game I'm talking about, you're going to see in the next day or so. And I actually like it. I like what it does. Does that mean I'm smarter than the individuals that did that? Do I see some things that I go, well, this is different. And because it's different, does it mean it's bad? There's some people that are gonna love this thing. But why would you hurt sales? Okay? By dragging something down? Because by sitting there and going, oh my God, this is one of the worst things I've ever seen, and being snarky and thinking you're being cute to get clicks so people will watch. Okay? Because I clicked, I watched, and I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed for our industry by a bunch of individuals. Okay? You know something? I admire some of the bigger channels, and I always will. Okay? When you look at the Rodneys, the Dice Towers, and things like that, if they don't like something, they're going to say, this isn't my type of game, and it didn't draw me in. But you make the decision. Here's everything. They show you everything. They lay it out for you. It may not be their cup of tea. Okay? And there's been times that they've been rough on games. But who does that hurt? That hurts the industry. That hurts the designer. That hurts a company. And in an age when people are trying to hang on to their jobs, okay? Present the game. Present the game. Present the game and be impartial and let people make a decision. If you really love it, then sing to the high heavens that you love it. Okay? I think that's fair. And if there's things that are elements you don't like about it, that's all right to say those things. But don't be hurtful. Don't be destructive. Don't think you're smarter than everybody. Because you get a few viewers behind you, before you get a couple of subs, and all of a sudden your ego gets inflated because your numbers get a little higher. That gives you the right to hurt people's jobs and livings and make your opinion so strong that it hurts, that you're out to hurt somebody with your words. Isn't that the problem that we have with society in some ways for a billion years? That we hurt people instead of helping people and trying to be kind to one another? It's just another extension of that in my mind. You know, I take my time with games. and I may not understand them. And let's take High Frontier, for instance, a game I showed on Sunday. And if you want, go check out that video. It's not very good, my video, because I explained that. But the thing was, it's not a game for everybody. Okay? So let's take this game, and I'm going to showcase this one particularly. It's not a game for everybody. It may be too hard for a lot of people, and some people may shy away from it. But I was intrigued by it, and even though I'm not in the higher minority of intelligent gamers, okay, I was impassioned by the space travel and all the things that this thing did, and I still don't get it 100%. Okay, and I know it's going to shy people away from it to some degree, but for me, I'm intrigued and I keep coming back to it. Okay, where others may not. But I didn't go in there and say, "Hey, this is just too hard. Walk away from it." What does that serve? Who does that help? You, the consumer. Okay, you, the person that's out there that's going to spend your hard-earned dollars, wants to see something, okay, wants to see how it works, okay, wants to see the quality of the components, and wants to have a brief understanding of what goes on within that game, okay, and how it works. How many times do you take what a reviewer says anymore? All right? Because there's two sides to this. There's the guy that wants a lot of clicks, so he's going to go for shock value, and he's going to harm a game, okay? Because that's cool in some circles. And it makes him feel like he's smarter than everybody else. And because he has a bit of a following, he's going to trash that game and go, see, this game stinks. On the other hand, that same person, if they have a friendship, okay, and they get to know a designer, and that designer sends them the game, they're going to praise that game up and down. Whether both games could be the same thing almost. But again, it's self-serving because they got it for free, so they want to pat it on a little bit. I've also seen people butter people up, use their personalities to get something, and then trash it. Why? Again, they want the clicks. Okay? Thinking you're smarter than everybody, thinking you know better than everybody, is the wrong way to do things, in my opinion. This is, again, all this is my opinion. What does my opinion matter? I'm no different than you guys are. I go out and I buy games. All right? I look to see what comes out in Miniature Market, and I go, oh, geez. I can't wait to see what this does. I want to know what it does and why it does it, and will this fit the channel? Will this be something good for me? That's all I care about. And is it something that I'm going to have fun presenting to you? That's the whole purpose of the way I do things. And when I do my look-ats, I go to call them reviews because it's not fair for me to review something that I don't play enough. And we did another video on this, that you need a bunch of plays before you can do something. I'm going to take a game, for instance, from our good friends at Cool Mini or Not, Besieged, okay? It got trashed when it came out. People didn't like it, all right? A few years later, okay, I went back to it. And I was just goofing with it. And I go, you know something? This is okay. I'm having fun. Does that mean I'm right? Or does that mean the other people are wrong? No. It comes down to what is going to serve you. And if we can be presenters and we can bring things to people and show people and say, hey, times are tough, okay? Here's what this does. Here's how it does it, okay? I have it in my hand and I'm showing you before you go spend your money. You make the decision on whether you like it or not. Okay? Make sure that we understand everything, that when we open that box, that we understand as much as we possibly can before we put it on the camera. Don't open it up, play it once, and go, well, here's what I don't like about it. And here's why the quality of this is no good. Is it a game? Is it fun? You know, that's for you to decide, or the reviewer to decide. Is it fun? But to tear it down just because you think it's cool and you think you're smarter than everybody, and when you come off pompous, you wonder why you don't have, 15, 16,000 people following you, and that you've been struggling for 7 or 8 years, or maybe you have or maybe that's how you grow your channel, is by shock value, by hurting other people. Because I've had designers and companies come to me and go, wow, this particular person just chewed this up without even knowing how to play it, or playing it more than a couple times. And I think that's disgusting. That's my opinion. Does it mean anything? No. Maybe some of you guys want to hear what people think. And I think, and I really think, in my heart of hearts, the bigger channels, whether they're an infomercial channel, which I think is fine, because what are they doing? They're serving a purpose. They're showing you what's coming out. The publisher was nice enough to get it to them early so you can make a decision on this thing. Take a look at it. Do you have to take their opinion? Yes or no? No, you don't. No, you don't. You make the decision yourself, and they present it that way. Or the bigger channels where Rodney shows you how to play the entire game and what comes with the game and what it does. And him, Chaz, and Matthew, and that other wonderful girl who I can't remember her name. Oh God, if she ever sees this, she'll bury me. But I forgive me. But they do a wonderful job by presenting and showing you all the different things that interest them, without formulating an overwhelming opinion. Or maybe if there's something that they go, well, I wish they did this a little different. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not burying a company. It's not burying some of these smaller companies or bigger companies. I don't care if they're big or small. People are struggling today. And if we're going to turn on a camera, we have a responsibility to present it to you in a proper way, that you understand it, that you get the most out of it. And you decide whether it's something that's going to fit your group, your family, or yourself. I've gotten things that I've played and I go, wow, I really don't like this. And I don't want that to go on camera. I don't want to hurt anybody. We shouldn't want to hurt people. We shouldn't want to hurt companies. We shouldn't want to hurt publishers or designers. Why say something that's going to hurt somebody and hurt their confidence? Some people may say, well, if I point out all these things, that's going to make them a better designer. Or maybe it won't. Maybe they'll go lose their confidence. I've been an athlete my whole life. Okay? It never served to throw a beating on another team. It's happened. And, sometimes my teams were the victim of it. But if you just throw a beating on a team and walk off the field and not say anything and not encourage them, hey, listen, this is just one of those things. Keep your head up. Come on. Keep playing. Play harder. Fight back. Inspire people. Keep them playing. It's a game. It's a game. It's a game. Whether athletically or on a board, it's a game. It's a time to get away from things, to test yourself mentally. High frontiers. That thing pushes me to the brink. To the brink. And I love it because it pushes me. It's not for everybody. Pressure games like Project Elite, where you're under pressure. Some people want to be pushed, others do not. Let them make the decision for it. Show the game, showcase the game. Hell, it's one of Tom's top games, and for a reason. That's what he enjoys. You know, Tom and everybody there, they do a wonderful job of presenting things and showcasing things. And Tom can be opinionated, sure, but he's not hateful. He doesn't try to destroy people. And to be honest with you, after all the time that he's played and the billions of games he has, listen, I've been around the man. Okay, he's played games to a point where I was like, okay, I had enough. I can't play these mini games. And that's why he's the professional and the person that he is. And why his channel is as successful as it is. This is his livelihood. This is what he does. There are certain people that I do believe have a chance to be opinionated. Do sometimes people feel that sometimes they go too far? Well, yeah. Because they don't want anybody to hurt. Don't hurt anybody. I don't think it's purposeful. I really don't. I know the man. I don't think he does anything on purpose to hurt a company. But some of these up-and-comers that want to be Tom, you're never going to be Tom. There's only one Tom. And there will always be just one Tom. Okay? Whether you love him or hate him, there's only going to be one. And that's the big dog in the yard, folks. Okay? And why? He earned it. Worked his back end off for it. Deservedly so. Doesn't, because you turn on a camera, it doesn't make you an expert. Never will. And the funny thing about this is I was supposed to have a game video up today, which I'm going to push off till tomorrow, or review or something, War and Pieces. And I'm pushing it off till tomorrow because I felt so strongly and so passionate to come here and talk to you just as I would anybody that sat around this table and how I felt. And I look forward to hearing what your thoughts are. Maybe you think I'm wrong. That's not a bad thing. But say it constructively, of course. Or maybe you agree with me. And maybe we need to hold people accountable by maybe unsubscribing or not, or pointing out, hey, what are you doing? Why are you trying to hurt people during a very difficult time in our history? Does it help the business? Does it help the industry? Does it help people? I don't think so. I think it does more harm than good. I think the only thing it helps is the person that's trying to get people to click and subscribe. They're more worried about clicks because you get paid by clicks. Okay, subscribers don't buy you anything. They don't make you money. They rather have the clicks. A very wise man once said to me, he goes, instead of having 200,000 subscribers, I'd rather have 200,000 clicks. Because that's how my channel survives. That's how I'm able to keep things going. And I always remember that. I don't worry about either. I have my own little group, and I'm very thankful. Okay? And I'm thankful I can make these small little videos to talk about these things. Listen, I'm not telling you to agree with me. I'm pointing out how I feel. Doesn't mean I'm right. Doesn't mean I'm wrong either, folks. Doesn't mean I'm wrong either. But I promise you this. I will always tell you what I feel. Okay? And I'll be fair about it. Because I know my opinion really doesn't matter that much. Okay? And it shouldn't. It shouldn't change how you do things. But I need to point things out because, to me, I think it's disgusting when people try to hurt other people. Haven't we had enough of that? Haven't we had enough of people hurting each other? Can't we help one another? If you didn't like something, couldn't you have just written the person and say, hey, is there any way you can change this? Because I think this might be better, or this almost seems a little bit broken. Why was this done this way? Maybe you could do an FAQ or something to clear this up because I don't understand it and it doesn't make the game fun for me. Doesn't that help the publisher or the designer that much more? Maybe they ignore it, but at least you tried. At least you tried. And you'll find that if you handle things in a kind and constructive manner, with respect and kindness, that people are going to look and go, you know something? I'm going to take another look at this. And they do. And maybe they find something. And maybe you did something to help. That's how I feel, folks. I just don't think there's room for this anymore. Be kind, showcase, be smart, be knowledgeable, take the time. Instead of rushing for the clicks, take the time to understand it. Present it properly. Showcase it. And let you decide. Because at the end of the day, you're the one that's out there spending your hard-earned money. That's very hard to come by nowadays. Some of us are lucky that we are able to get through things. And some of us are having a real tough time and need something. And if we present things properly, and they go, you know something, I can only buy one game instead of 10 games like I used to, because things are tough. I'd rather pay my car payment or support a certain channel to help them through this and be kind to others and things like that. But I want to make sure I bring this one game in. And this channel decided to, I'm not saying my channel, but a channel decided to present this game a certain way, showcase it, and let you decide and go, yeah, I like the way that plays. That's for me. Give people, be a teacher. Be a teacher. Give people the opportunity to educate themselves to make the decision that is right for them. Because we all have different tastes. We're all not the same. Some of us are small, some of us are tall. Some of us are big, some of us are small. It's the same thing with games. We all have different tastes. It's there for somebody. But if you just come out of the bat and tell everybody that, you don't want to go near this. This is dumb. You're not helping anybody. The only person you're trying to help is yourself, and you should be ashamed of yourself. And that's my thoughts. So, we've got a big week coming up. First of all, we got our auction that we are going to be donating to, you got it, the Humane Society, in the name of our beloved Cthulhu Kitty, whose tail I missed coming through here. She was such a beautiful cat and a wonderful cat. And I've got 2 shepherds left. We had 3 cats in the last 5 years. We lost all 3. And all we have is our shepherds. And they're getting up there. And I don't know what I'm going to do without my girl sitting right here besides me. Because that's what she does. All right. She has her own little bed. And she sits there and spends time with me. That is my best friend. That's the only friend I have. And it's been a rough week, but I can promise you, starting tomorrow, we're gonna get some gaming in, some painting in. We're gonna get back to where we are. It's been a tough year for me with that stupid copyright strike that held down this channel. All right, which we'll never understand because I showed a video of my wife after she was horribly sick, and we had such great fears that we wouldn't have a queen, and then my arm going through that. And now this, hopefully that's enough. Okay. Plus her losing her job and everything else, this has been tough, and it's been tough for all of us out there. And that's why I share all these experiences. You're not alone. You're never alone here. The things that you feel, the fears that you have, I have too. the strengths that you have and the things that we try to do to help each other and pick each other up, that's what's going to help us through all things. And that's why this channel's always going to be here, as long as we feel that we can make a difference in your lives. We have a lot of wonderful things. We're going to show you how to paint on a budget. Okay, thanks to wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Army painter. I want to let them know. I was going to show it to you. I have it here somewhere. We have a mega set that we're going to be giving away on Friday. I'm excited about it because it's going to help somebody. And thank you, Army painter. You're the best. We're going to show you how to cut costs, and so you can get painting and paint your own games. And not only that, we've got a lot of playthroughs, and we got a very special unboxing and explanation of the game. I just don't open the box and show you stuff. I explain the game to you too. So be ready for that tomorrow. It's going to be a great rest of the week, and we're going to get through it together, even though it was a very bad beginning of the week. I want to tell you I love you all. Thank you so much for watching this, and until next time, it's your old pal Rob. We'll see you soon.